What's up? What the fuck is this?
Hi.
This time, Zac's here.
Hello.
He just ate a sandwich so fast.
I ate a sandwich.
You missed the
so
sandwich.
Fast. You missed all of it.
Ooh.
Welcome to What the Fuck Is This? It's a podcast.
A podcast.
A podcast.
Pew,
People
pew.
talk into microphones, and it goes out into the waves of the internet and the radio,
Into the
and
ether
onto
that
the
is the
phones
World Wide
and
Web.
the SoundClouds, and nobody listens to
Outs?
this. Like we've had like 9 people listen to them on SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna work on changing that
Yes.
by forcing
How?
you to listen to
We
it.
don't know. Hashtag Kirby Crew.
That's how.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bob the Ninja Goldfish, and I am the advocate for the victimizer of virtual reality, the slayer of sandwiches, the conqueror of Crush Hour, the justicer of Shut Up and Jam. He is the beast in Kerbit, Aaron Kirby.
That's your intro.
That's
That's
he
your
changes
intro.
it.
That's your
that's the
introduction.
first time I've read the whole thing.
That's your introduction, huh?
Yeah.
My introduction is hello, I'm the Overlord. I run this place. And I will now be doing the podcast every week with Kirby because they weren't very good, and I'm trying to fix this shit.
I didn't do anything that bad on trivia.
Now, you really... Oh, on trivia. What are you, like, completely redirecting? Remember, this is a podcast and no one can see the chat room?
I know, but it's so fun that way.
Oh, my
And
gosh.
now Joe's here.
No, they wouldn't know. We are just sound waves.
Yeah,
There's
but
some people
they
watching
know.
here, but the idea is this is a podcast. It is a thing for people to listen to. Be completely unaware of him being in
So
the
your
room.
question again was?
Oh my God. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're going to talk about WWE Crush Hour.
At the time, WWF Crush Hour, I think.
No, it was always WWE
Was
Crush
it?
Hour. Yeah, 2003, WWE
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
Rush Hour.
That was 13
13 years ago. That was a long time ago, man. Long time ago. So, basically, it's a wrestling game from THQ. That came
THQ.
out in 2003.
2003.
Let's talk about what it is. It's over 20 WWE stars, each with their own personalized vehicles of destruction.
Yes. A wide variety of car body styles, including semis, sports cars, hot rods, 4x4 monster trucks, and more.
13 WWE-inspired arenas with customized gameplay modes like Raw, Hell in the Cell, Hardcore, Running the Gauntlet, Cage Match, Bottom Line, Battle Royale, Iron Man, Royal Rumble, Lumberjack, King of the Ring, SmackDown, and Survivor Series. Why? We'll go over that later.
Scroll up. Grab power-ups and weapons such as twisty rockets, grenade launchers, and landmines to lay waste to your opponents.
Nitro Boost, Power Slides, and catch some sweet air to outmaneuver your opponents.
And commentary by good old Jim Ross, WWE Hall of Famer.
And you can do 1 or 2 players, multiplayer on this game.
It's awesome. It was super fun. That's what it is.
Also, when it came out, it was only $19.95 for suggested retail price, which means like 2 months later, it was in the $5 Walmart bin. That's why a lot of people probably played this game.
Because it was a third of the cost.
Super cheap. It was an in-between game while THQ was working on a bigger game. They went ahead and diverted some of their team to make this like in-between low-budget game. Let's talk about what it isn't. It's not a game about wrestling.
That's for sure. There was wrestlers in it, but there was no wrestling. I was promised wrestling, and I was not given wrestling.
Not a game about wrestling.
What I was given was what it isn't is Twisted Metal.
Also not Twisted Metal.
It was in the style of Twisted Metal for sure.
It's also not
wanted to be.
enjoyable for more than 2 hours.
Not true. Maybe watching someone play it for more than 2 hours, but playing it for more than 2 hours, quite enjoyable. It isn't a game with any attempt of a soundtrack.
Hardly any music or sound effects at all in this game.
Nope.
It's also a game that couldn't unfortunately predict the future and leave Family Slayers out of the game entirely.
Chris Benoit?
Yeah, that guy.
Chris Benoit.
They should have saw that one coming. Just omitted him from the game. These are the advantages of the modern era and update
They would have
patches.
patched the hell
They would have
out of
patched the
Chris
shit
Benoit.
out of that.
Chris Benoit would have been gone.
Also not a game that is accurate to their own
Or-
wrestler's character.
They could have done what WWE does with Chris Benoit.
What's
They
that?
just leave him in history, but they don't make it very hard to search.
Oh.
If you go to WWE Network, his matches will never come up, but if you have to watch it all the way through to see him. They've erased him without erasing him. What it also isn't is accurate to their own wrestler's character.
I just said that.
I know, but I wanted to go over it again because I started talking.
Yeah.
Also, because Booker T didn't even have his own song, and Booker T's had the same song since WCW
Yep.
the entire time. The entire time.
This game also isn't feminist.
Not at all. I really liked that Stacy Keebler, whose whole thing is she has really nice legs. The back of her car license plate just said legs.
Oh,
It was awesome.
2003. Different era, everybody. Different era.
Good old days.
What else isn't it?
Worthy of a sequel. They tried to make a sequel, and then they stopped. I'm not sure if it was just like, hey, we should make a sequel, and then that was it. That was like the only thought. But
It's also not a JRPG.
yeah, which is awesome. There was minimal reading, which for maximum fun.
So
in my
Kirby
book.
had a good time.
No reading.
No reading.
I read legs.
You know what else it wasn't? A ratings draw. We lost about a couple hundred people the second we started playing it last week. Surprise, surprise. Only a vocal few seem to actually care about wrestling in our chat room.
Don't let him, the authority, hold you down. The vocal minority, you have a say in all of this. Daniel Bryan, yes. What's this? What just happened? We got resub hype? Good.
Well, again, it's a podcast.
I know, but it's in front of us. Why is it in front of us?
Oh, you know what?
Turn it around. Don't turn it off.
There, I turned off the notification window so Kirby cannot be so easily distracted.
There's 2 screens now. There were 3.
Okay. There's 2 things for you to pay attention to, as well as talk
And one
about
I'm not
something.
supposed to.
So we're going to start off the show before we get into the discussion
Okay.
with a trailer, which I know I just yelled at him for this being a podcast, but I think it's still funny to listen to because it's a good one.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting. So we're going to watch the trailer for Crush Hour.
Jack specific. I missed that logo.
Welcome to the landscape of television
Barbecue
now that
cane.
WWE owner Mr. McMahon controls all the networks. Now
That's
you
what
can
he
see
wanted.
his WWE superstars in all your favorite TV shows and commercials. And though the critics continue to protest, you can't argue with success. In fact,
man, that's the
Mr.
opposite of
McMahon
what's
is now
happening
revving up
in
for
real
his
life
most
right now.
anticipated and some say dangerous debut to date. A no-holds-barred battle where the superstars trade in their muscle for muscle cars.
WWE
Welcome
Crush
to
Hour.
Crush Hour.
Jonathan
Thanks to our
Coachman.
sponsor, Mr. McMahon. Tonight, you will witness WWE superstars battling for survival behind the wheel. Let's take you to the action.
Crush Hour.
Okay, to be clear, that was the trailer. That was the trailer.
Yeah. It didn't really do anything.
Okay, let's go back.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop,
Rewind.
to 2003.
2003. How old were you?
I was 19.
Hold on.
I was in college.
I was 15.
Already hated wrestling at that age. So
I was in love with it.
I would have been in college. I might have been flipping through the cable channels that were provided to me free at the dorms. At the
Like you did the
dormitory.
wonderful USA Network.
Yes, like the wonderful USA Network.
Home of the
flipping
longest
through,
running episodic content.
And I come across this trailer with this CG PlayStation 2 character talking about wrestling, and I see wrestlers cooking and something about TV shows, and then the most dangerous TV show yet, and you see a line of cars, and then that's it. That's the end of the trailer.
Yeah, there's no more.
I don't... What?
They don't have anything to
Vince
compare it to
McMahon,
at the time.
ratings, TV shows, car thing. That's
barbecuing,
it. Kane
some girls
barbecuing.
trying to
I wouldn't
make
have
a
known that
fire.
was Kane. That was girls making a fire.
They were playing with sticks. I hope.
Playing with sticks.
Unless
in the
it was
trailer.
just a bunch of girls playing with sticks.
What was this game about?
This game had really no direction, but it was just a car. It was Destruction Derby. It was Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal with a different skin on it, but
Yeah.
not as tight and well controlled as Twisted Metal.
Correct.
The
Not
plot
nearly.
for this game consists of Vince McMahon ending up having control of all of the television networks, making WWE superstars feature on any TV show or commercial that he wants.
That'd be the life. I would love that.
So you want him to have control. You want him to Rupert Murdoch this shit and
Yeah,
just
take
buy
over it
everything.
all.
Buy everything.
People need to suffer the way we suffer.
His newest project is titled Crush Hour. It's a demolition derby style show featuring over 30 of the WWE superstars in their own custom cars with guns on them and foreign objects.
Mm-hmm.
What does that even mean?
It's a wrestling term. It's
Okay.
carny speak.
Gotcha. To enhance the destruction of the opponent's vehicles in a special move which will inflict significantly more damage than the other aforementioned weapons.
Which I found out about 2 hours and 20 minutes into the stream.
You fucking kidding me? You didn't think to hit triangle or something?
That was actually the button.
No shit, because it's a PS2 controller. It's going to be the top one. It's almost always the special.
Well, I didn't know there was a science to it.
Just saying.
I had a PS2.
You don't remember playing Twisted Metal and all that shit?
I wasn't allowed to play maturity games till I was 18.
Maturity games, yes. Maturity games. But you watch wrestling.
Yes.
Okay. WWE Crush Hour was officially announced on May 16th, 2002 by Jack Pacific and THQ. It was released on March 17th, 2003 in North America and May 15th in Europe. I didn't look up the sales numbers.
They were probably good.
I should have. I'll do that in the future. I'll look up the sales numbers. But THQ at the time when this came out was kind of known as the quintessential wrestling video game company.
Yeah.
Like, they did all of them.
They also made the American Girl
games.
games.
Let's take a quick trip down memory lane for Kirby here. I'm gonna organize this list by year.
ER?
By year. Let's look for starting in like the year 2000.
I remember they had actually. Oh, you're highlighting it. That's funny.
WWF.
Some of their SpongeBob SquarePants games are fantastic for PS2. Wow. There was one where he did snowboarding but with his tongue. It's very good. Moving on.
In 2000, they came out with WWF No Mercy, WWF SmackDown, WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. 2 SmackDown games in 1 year.
Yeah. Cool, because the first one didn't know his role.
WWF
WWF No Mercy, I will say, is the one of, if not the best wrestling game of all time.
WWF Road to WrestleMania, WWF SmackDown Just Bring It. That's 2001. 2002, we get WWE Raw, WWE SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, WWE Road to WrestleMania 8, WWE Road to WrestleMania 8.
The big thing you need to know is they didn't have a lot of like one game going across all the consoles. Mm-hmm. So like WrestleMania 8, which is 18 by the way because of the X, that was like only for like GameCube, I think.
Yeah.
So they didn't have it down where everything went across. So that's why there were so many. Because they had to make a different one for each console.
WWE Crush Hour was technically on PlayStation 2 and GameCube.
GameCube, yeah.
Yeah, both of those. But WWE Raw 2 came out on Xbox not too long after it, and WWE SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, plus WWE WrestleMania, all of which better and higher selling games, but arguably with much higher budgets.
Yes, they're flagship games. God, wrestling games are fun. They suck now, though.
They suck now. So what changed, man? What changed for you?
For wrestling games?
Yeah, what changed? Why do they suck now?
The controls suck, and it's like it's never really jumped into the next gen besides graphics. Yeah. The graphics are pretty, and they make me buy it every year, and then I'm like, oh, this is this. How do I keep getting tricked into buying this game? It's the same broken game.
It's like Madden. It's just the same shit every year.
Yeah, but like Madden is more playable than WWE because you can simulate a football game in Madden. It's very hard to simulate a good wrestling match in WWE in 2K. It's just not good. They do too much.
Right past all that and make Crush Hour 2, I guess.
That's what I want.
That's what Kirby wants. He wants Crush Hour 2. Now, I tried watching you play this game for 2 hours, and it pretty much put me to sleep, as well as our entire chat room, because they all left and or stopped talking.
Except for the Kirby crew.
Except
Hashtag
for
Kirby
your 10 people that give a shit.
I love them. I love each and every one of you individually.
We want to hear from you guys, because we'll bring it back in a little bit. Start telling us in the chat room what you like about the game. I'm going to get Kirby's opinions first, and then we'll come back to you guys. Why should I even give a crap about this game? I love bad games and I love bad things. Because it's good, dumb fun. But I couldn't find the good in between. Like, if you're not a hardcore wrestling fan, why would you care? It's a bad Twisted Metal. And I mean, at that point, Twisted Metal Black had just come out. Twisted Metal 2 was still damn good. Twisted Metal 1 was still damn good. All just as cheap, if not way cheaper.
Because maybe your parents don't let you play mature rated games and you want to play one.
And you go by Crush Hour, WWE Crush Hour?
Yeah, dog.
That's not a mature. I mean,
it's not mature rated. Twisted Metal was.
Okay.
Right? Am I right or am I wrong?
You know, you might be right.
I think because you hate wrestling because there's so much wrong with you internally that we need to get into one day. But you hate wrestling, so when you watch anything related to wrestling, it turns you off. I think if you put the controller in your hand, I think you'd have fun.
But see, I would just play Twisted Metal. I feel like if you're not actually trying to do something unique and original with the game, it's just, we've played tons of Destruction Derby games before. Does it only appeal to the wrestling audience?
Yes, that's how all wrestling games work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they know what they're not trying to capture any sort of new people. WWE 2K16 is trying to capture people with their fancy graphics, but they're not capturing anybody with it.
Okay, so that makes a little sense. You said that Booker T's intro was wrong. Like, what's up with that?
I don't know. Booker T is one of the most infamous wrestlers of all time, like super popular, and they didn't give him his song. And I'm not sure why they didn't give him his song.
Well, apparently they had no rights to get music in this game whatsoever.
They had other people's entrance music, so I'm not sure if it was a licensing thing from WCW coming over because his
I bet it was. That makes sense.
was on WCW, but he was able to use it on their shows. But maybe
foreign language to me.
WCW was the other. There was WCW and there was WWF.
Where does the World Wildlife Foundation come into play?
After they merge together, and
The panda becomes the logo.
and the panda becomes the logo.
Yeah.
WWF, World Wildlife Fund. That was a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't know why pandas got to be taking our. WWE doesn't sound good. What was I talking about?
Very easily diverted off topic. So
many things to look at.
Booker T's intro. Now, wasn't there like a point in the game when like when somebody killed you, that a little animation would pop up, right? Like a little cheap animation in the top left, whoever killed you?
Yeah, they'd be like, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Was it the same from everybody or?
Some people would say their catchphrase if it was like Booker T would say like sucker.
Can you give me an example of all of them?
No. I could try.
You can try. I think you should try. I mean, you're trying to convince me to like this stuff.
Name one.
I don't know their names. The wife killer.
I think he did this. Because that was his thing, actually.
Wow, that is some foreshadowing. That's a really disturbing. What you missed was him slitting his throat with his finger, and that's apparently his taunt in the game. Slightly disturbing considering.
Well, that was his taunt for his whole life, too. So, if anything, it was appropriate. You know? Because he killed his wife.
No, I get it. We're still on the wife killing thing.
And his kid.
Give me some other examples. What about Legs? I don't know who the fuck her name was.
We didn't. Her name's Stacy Keebler, and she dated George Clooney. And I don't know. Hers would probably be like lifting her leg and being like, "Yeah."
That was her taunt. You didn't.
No, we didn't play as her.
Oh, it's only people you play as.
Well, in the game, there were so many people.
Gotcha.
So the game only had like 4 people in it at a time. So we didn't play against every single
there were
person.
so many
Plus, I was so damn good, I didn't get killed by a lot of people.
And there were apparently a ton of like cutscenes and stuff in between of their like fake TV shows and stuff.
Those were good.
Interesting.
I liked
paid a lot of money to make those.
Or very little.
Well, it's 2003.
Quantity over quality.
Were they not using their voices or anything?
It didn't seem like it. There was some, like Jim Ross was there, so Jim Ross, JR, was calling all of it. Coachman, I don't remember Jonathan Coach being a part of it until you saw that trailer.
I mean, we have a couple of the entrances here. We could listen to them if
That's
you want.
Brock. See, Brock has his. I like how they kind of gave the cars the personality of the guy. Because Brock's like a tank.
Right. And then you
So
got
Stone Cold. He's like in an ATV, I think. Monster truck, yeah. So like that makes sense.
with kegs in the back, of course.
Yeah, duh, because he's having some Steve Weisers.
Gotcha. Okay, these kind of make sense. Who would have known back then that he would become the superstar that he is today?
The #1 box office hit
Yeah.
in the world for several years in a row.
Franchise Viagra, as he calls himself. That's no joke. He called himself Franchise Viagra.
He should. Then you got Triple H, the game. So he comes out, and he's just a stud. So he's in this, looks like good rockets. It's just like a truck.
Okay. Who did you guys play as primarily?
I played as Kurt Angle a bunch. Look at that. America.
If you're just listening to this, that is a SUV completely covered in an American flag paint job.
Looks like a station
Kind of
wagon.
looks like a station wagon, like an old Woody, but it's got all
with
those
3 gold medals on the
hanging
front.
on the front.
Because he's a legitimate Olympic wrestler.
No, I know. I've heard
Okay.
that story so many times to try to validate his inclusion.
On a broken frickin' neck, man. Y2J.
So is this a
He's
Dodge
flashy.
Viper?
He's essentially kind of like a rock star. Yeah. So this is the one they didn't get it. They just give him like some bad 8-bit.
So this is Booker T
Yeah.
and his pickup, and they gave him apparently. Is he still in wrestling, Booker T?
He shows up and
So
he
old,
announces
right?
sometimes. Rob Van Dam.
I have no idea who so many of these people are.
This guy won't wrestle much anymore because
So wait,
they
he's in an
drug test now.
He's in an ATV.
Yeah. Here's
So
Rikishi.
How do you compete? and an ATV against
Well,
all
it's suspension of disbelief, just like wrestling. And you got the big steamroller with the big booty, Rikishi. Rikishi used to put his butt in people's face. It's called the stink face.
Oh, the stink face.
Yeah, you know the stink face, right? And his
Okay.
cheeks were on the back of his car, which they don't show.
Oh. So we have a big rig, if you couldn't hear, featuring in the big rig.
And Big Show, yeah, and he's like 7 feet tall, so of course he's going to be just a hoss.
Okay.
Here's Legs. George Clooney's babe. Legs. See, it says Legs.
Jeez.
She's
Now
an
they actually let
empowering
women,
female figure.
They let women wrestle now, right?
Yeah, there's like,
Okay.
it literally just started happening just now. Then Jeff Hardy's in a souped up freaky thing because that's what he is.
Remember, guys, what this game isn't is feminist.
Just wait till you get stratified.
What?
Trish Stratus.
I don't know why we're still watching all of these. Probably
Because we're almost done. We have to keep doing it.
We have to keep going through all the cars so Kirby can.
You come this far.
Way to go this far.
This is Tess. Tess is dead. I should actually start telling you which one of these people is dead because it's a depressing amount.
They're dead?
A lot of wrestlers die very young. Tess died. He dead. He's like really like not.
How did he die?
I think drugs.
Oh, okay.
Dudley Boys.
The converted pickup truck. It's like a VW.
Yeah, and he's just an old country boy.
Okay. He was a.
Oh, this. We need to talk about this.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Actually, let's play it a little bit more. This is Billy and Chuck in the concept car. So Billy and Chuck were it was a tag team that they were managed by a guy named Rico.
Great, don't care.
And they were essentially gay, but they were like best friends, and they never said it, but at one point one of them proposed to the other one. And this is how backwards wrestling fans were, and still kind of are.
Okay.
But they had a wedding, and then eventually it got called off by Billy because Billy was just like, "Whoa, dude, no, I'm not gay." And like the crowd erupted. You can watch it on the WWE Network. It's awful.
Wait, so they erupted because he announced he wasn't?
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, thank God, I was so confused.
Yeah, people like
I was really worried about my sexuality."
because they did it in like
Oh
Alabama
God,
in like 2003.
I was attracted to him, but now that he's not gay, I know I'm not. Oh man, I was so worried.
I love Billy and Chuck, and I want them to love each other once again. That's his name is also Mr. Ass because he's got a nice ass. And here comes Chuck. Oh no, is this Billy again? I like that they give him a concept car. Hey, Billy.
Oh God.
And here's William Regal. I love this one because
my
he's
God.
supposed to be like a classy Brit, and he's got this like old British looking.
A classy Brit, huh?
Yeah, well he's a heel. Here's he's the murderer.
Oh.
See, he gets his song, but Booker T doesn't get his song. And his thing is he's like small, so this one's like a little smaller, but packs a punch type thing.
Gotcha. You should be telling me the special weapons on each of these cars.
I don't
too.
know the special weapons.
Oh. We'll be more prepared for that next time. We'll figure it out.
Well, it's probably all the similar stuff. This is Edge, Adam Copeland from Haven.
From what?
Here, now are you stratified?
Am I stratified?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Trish Stratus. You stratified? Look at the little cute
I-
car she's got.
Not
Stratisfaction. I'm not writing all these. These are how they sold it. And Kane was my favorite to play as.
Okay. Why?
Because he was good at everywhere, and he was super powerful. So a lot of places like Big Show was super powerful but super slow. Kane could move pretty decently well. Got a lot of boost. And who was it? Oh, I also like that we got Undertaker when he wasn't Undertaker.
When he wasn't Undertaker?
He took a character change as Big Evil, where he was this badass biker. So he stopped being Undertaker. His name was still Undertaker, but he was now a biker instead. And that only lasted like 2 years. So it's
And
nice
then he went
that
back to Undertaker.
Yeah, it was nice that it was immortalized in Crush Hour.
Gotcha. Thank you, Crush Hour, for immortalizing all of that. So that was all the introductions of all of the characters, which might be the most exciting part of the game, if you ask me.
I liked the gameplay better.
You like the gameplay better.
I
Give me
liked
some highlights.
Twisty rockets are badass. Whenever you got twisty rockets, because they would seek out everybody, so you could.
So
just
they were
pop
homing
'em.
missiles.
Yeah, and there was tons of them. Like if you had twisty rockets on your ass, you're done.
Gotcha. Now, did you use? So you didn't know about the specials until about 2 hours in. Did you get to use any of those?
At that point, we were trying to beat the game, so I was only playing as Kane, and Kane's just shot fire everywhere.
Gotcha.
So it was like a ranged attack to everyone around him.
Did you beat the game?
No, because we played multiplayer though most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, against each other. Now, why in the hell were there about 20 different game modes in this game? Let's go back and review.
Yeah, because
is
some of them, almost all of them, were wrestling related, but then there was like one.
How are they different in the game? How many of them did you play? There's 13
They were
different
all essentially the same.
arenas with different gameplay modes.
So they were all essentially the same, except for like Hell in a Cell and Cage Match. You were like in like kind of a room as opposed to like a course. None of it was racing. But then there was like King of the Ring where someone had the crown. So like if I started the crown was in the middle, you had to swoop it up and grab it. And whoever killed you got the crown. So then you had to hold it for a total of a minute to win.
Okay.
So that was like really the only major difference.
So all of them are these are just maps that they say have different gameplay
It's
modes,
like arenas
but really
in the wrestling game. It's
not
like it's the same
really.
thing happening, but it's in a different arena.
It makes it sound like the game has a lot of variance and a lot of
But it doesn't. But like some of them like have like hardcore has like saws and stuff and swinging axes. So you got to watch out for those because if those get hit, you'll die and you don't want to die. You know.
That's true.
Think
Gotta
about it.
survive. How many lives do you know? Like what's a typical match like? How does the match work?
You start in 4 different spots of the arena, and then you just go for the weapons and attack the crap out of each other. And so you have endless deaths because it's just about how many deaths you can, or how many.
So
kills.
it's a kill count. It's
yeah,
a kill count.
It's
thing.
pure kill count. So it's respawns. It's just respawn, respawn, respawn.
Okay. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Not my thing. But I get that other people
No
like it.
way, it's not your thing.
I mean, that's the
I
whole
thought
point
we
of the
almost
show.
had you.
That's the whole point
thought
of
we
the show.
had
Is we're
you.
gonna find the joy in things that a lot of people can't stand. That's kind of Kirby's talent, I think. Is
You can put me in a room and stream it, and I'll figure out a way to have fun.
you say that him and I had to judge a show together over the weekend.
Oh,
I was having a good time because I just had to look
I had a
angry
great time.
and hold up a number and judge people. And Kirby was having a really hard time not talking and
I talked
fidgeting.
a lot.
Well, yeah, you were.
I had the card so I could cover my mouth when I was laughing because I
That's
was
true.
laughing the whole time because it was a great show. That was really fun though.
It was fun.
That was super fun. We went and saw theater. It was theater
Sports.
and it has a bunch of people from the Shadowrun Corporate Sin show.
Yep.
They were great.
Yeah, they were pretty funny. And
I
there was
kept killing
there was a bachelorette party there.
Boy,
And we got
they
to
were definitely there.
I brought I remember at one point in the sketch somebody just said the word prostitute and they were all like, "Woo!" And we're like, "Wait, what?"
Which one of you is a
Yeah,
prostitute?
wait. Just the word prostitute triggered their woo ability, which was frequent.
I even mentioned it probably like 20 minutes before. I was like, for a bachelor party, we haven't heard much. Woo!
yeah, and then it
It's
got
like they
started.
heard. It's like is it the octave?
Wait.
They're like, huh?
I was called on.
Yeah, it's like a dog whistle.
Now, we got to give away some prizes at the end of that. We brought some Battletech miniatures and War Machine miniatures, and we gave them to the bachelorette party.
Just because we know they would never use them.
They were like, who do the judges think that had the best responses tonight for these wonderful prizes? And I'm like, definitely the bachelor.
Both
Just
of
give
them.
them to them. Just give it to the bachelorette party,
The guy
please.
tried to spin it. He's like, well, now you can take it, and then your groom to be, you guys can do them together.
I mean, the way he
great.
sold the kit was pretty great for the audience, too. And that, like, here's these things that come completely unassembled and unpainted, and yeah, they don't include the paint or the books on how to play the game. So enjoy.
Woo!
Back to WWE Crush Hour. So you really enjoyed it. You thought it was a fun experience, worth the
Yes.
2 hours of playing it. We asked for you guys in the chat room to tell us what you thought, and nobody said anything because people, once again, tune out when we start talking about wrestling.
Except for Bob the Ninja Goldfish,
Okay.
Mondor the Great, and Bam Bam Sam, and Damoon's Rules. Yeah. Oh, I heard the woo from the other room.
Yeah.
Sorry, that took completely. That was.
Distracted.
What was I talking about?
You were, oh God. We wanted to know what you guys liked. A couple people said I didn't like it.
For not liking it, a lot of people just stayed around just to make fun of it, which I thought was nice.
Right.
We had
Which
a
is,
lot
I
of
think,
it.
what a lot of people do during your show. Most leave.
You guys are going to love this episode.
I'm really excited. So coming up, guys, we'll talk about it next week on the podcast, but coming up next right now for the live segment, you're going to be playing Oregon Trail and Oregon Trail.
Yes.
Both.
Or as Anna calls it, Oregon. Trail.
Oregon Trail, guys.
Oregon.
And also Oregon Trail, the director's cut.
And hot coals. I forgot hot coals.
What do you mean?
When I was talking about the people who stayed around, I forgot hot coals.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and Jim Stewart Allen, who is on Jackie Cation's Dork Forest podcast, which we might have some people who are watching this right now from there. Hold tight. We're going to be starting that in a second.
We're going to be
You guys are
starting
gonna
that really
love
soon.
it. You guys are going to love it. Jim
Apparently,
Stewart Allen.
he's got an entire set based on...
I think Jim Stewart Allen can do over like 30 minutes. He once did 100 Oregon Trail tweets in a day. And then he did it again like a year later. Jim Stewart Allen is unlike anyone you will ever meet. And you can't describe him because he shouldn't exist, but he does. And he's
right before this
fantastic.
show started, I haven't got a chance to meet him or talk to him in person, but I heard him ask out there in the outside, what year did Windows 95 come out? And that was all I've heard from him. So I'm excited about this show.
Hey, what year did Windows 95 come out? Jim Stewart Allen.
So, guys, we're going to look over on our way out a couple reviews on Amazon for this game because apparently some people like it and some people don't. And then make sure you stick around for the live portion of our show. I'll be back here next week to talk with Aaron about Oregon and Oregon Trail. Mm-hmm. So let's see what people on Amazon thought. Now, we're just going to click on the 5-star and the 1-star reviews. So let's start with the 5-star. Top positive review. Oh, well, hold on here. Gift of the year, 100% entertainment. Have your kids have you hayed your
You
daily
sound like me
dose?
right now.
I know. Well, they wrote hayed. Have you hayed your daily dose of WWE Crush Hour? If not, tut. It's the best game around, so get it now. From
Hell
Amazon
yeah.
customer. That's their name, Amazon customer.
I want to read one, but you got to make it bigger.
Oh, Jesus. It's going to cut off the edges, so.
Oh, I can't read it at all then. Oh, wait.
Excellent. From Arthur.
I bought this for my son hoping he would like it. He loves it and was the top 10 of his gifts. How many gifts does the kid get? Wait, what?
Apparently more than 10. No product issues, and delivery was prompt. This was...
The kid had got enough gifts, so he had a top
Wait.
10?
Now let's talk about this, Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur.
He made this review on February 11th of 2014. This was at the top of your kid's 10 gifts. You bought him a video game for a PlayStation 2 from
11 years
2003,
later.
11 years later. I want to know what other shitty gifts you got your son on February 11th of 2014. Arthur, I especially would like to hear from you. Please listen to this podcast and let us know, Arthur, why in the
Arthur.
world this was at the top of his top 10 list. 2014, 11 years later. WD Crush Hour. I buy this game for my cousin. He also the game WWE Crush play every day with his brother and friends also that love the game. Best review ever.
Brought by Charity.
Charity. Yo, this charity. I buy this game from my cousin. He also the game WWE Crush play every day with his brother and friends also that love the game.
I like that he was going with the capitalization of every word and then stopped
I
like
know.
6 words in.
Oh, man.
Let's see, great. If you want, scroll down a little bit. If you want to see the WWE in cars, buy this game. If you do not still buy this game, you will be amazed.
Perfect. Just what I ordered and as described, super fast shipping. Works well and brothers love the game. Me and my grandson like it very much from Donald Bowden. Again, February 19th, 2015.
Gotta love Amazon
Holy
people.
shit, man.
It's like, I'm just gonna go and get something.
12 years later, and they're like, you know what? I'm really, really craving an old PlayStation 2
This
game
is
right
when
now.
this is when like 12 years later is when the grandparents are just now getting PlayStation 2.
That's true.
So they're going
That's
in and
true.
getting those bargain bins because they have their 8-year-old who secretly hates it because he has Xbox One at home.
Yeah.
And his parents are like, yeah, but you can go play some WWE Crush Hour with Gramps.
1 star, Scott Posner. Horrible game.
Oh, I hate
was
this
really
one.
excited to hear about this game. When I finally received it from Amazon.com, you can tell this was a 2003 interview. I played it and became disgusted very easily. It is not a fun game. The actual play is too fast, and much time is wasted driving aimlessly and not knowing where you're at or where the other car is at. I don't recommend this game to anyone interested in car battles. If you're a WWE fan, then maybe you'll enjoy it just for the fact it features cars themed to your favorite wrestlers.
Facts.
I really enjoyed WWE SmackDown SYM and have to say that Crush Hour is a huge letdown as a follow-up game for the PS2. Shame on THQ and WWE for releasing a game so uninteresting and boring. I'm not shocked, though, as WWE has not even advertised this game on their television programs. It's an embarrassment for everyone involved.
Scott Posner, you wrote a review March 29th, 2003, and you're going to pay for it. Here, I'll read one even though this is going to hurt. Are you ready?
Yeah.
1 star. This game isn't, parentheses, isn't good. It's true. He's using Kurt Angle's. Okay. That's his phrase.
Okay, well,
I don't know why I
over my
bought
head.
this game. Maybe because after SmackDown, I was impressed with THQ's ability to make a wrestling game. This game is Twisted Metal of old PlayStation fame with a WWE theme. If you're a fan of Twisted Metal, this game will offer nothing new in terms of gameplay. If you are a WWE fan, the only thing appealing is looking at the cars modeled after wrestlers. But that appeal wears off soon. Definitely a disappointment. It's true. It's damn true.
There was one of them I liked. The WWE isn't about cars, it's about wrestling. 10 exclamation marks. 2 stars.
This is the type of guy who, when SportsCenter reports on WWE, they're like, fake. It's fake. I like the guy on May 13th, 2015. The review is called 2 stars, and the review says, okay.
Okay. Robert Lyon, okay. 2 stars. I still want to. This game was so horrible. All you did was ride around in a dumb car collecting little star things. Once you beat the game, all you get is Vince McMahon. Wasted my $25. Okay, well, number one, December 11, 2004, a kid's review. You got ripped off. The suggested retail price was $19.99. Somebody fucked you over. Somebody call back to
state
2004.
tax.
Let this kid know, who's now an adult, that he got screwed over for that $5.
He probably gave $25 to a kid with a bicycle, and then the kid with the bicycle went and bought it and kept that $4 change.
Oh, probably.
That's how
you
it
got
works.
screwed. Thank you guys so much for watching What the Fuck Is This? Where we talked about WWE Crush Hour, kind of. Mainly just gave Aaron a chance to let out some of that wrestling knowledge before we put him on another program for the rest of the day, because he is not allowed to talk about it tonight during Trivia Hops.
Good luck.
No, you're not allowed.
Okay.
Last night, you lost that ability.
Last night? What did I
Last
do last
week,
night?
sorry.
What did I do last week?
Last week? Do
Last
you remember how awful your wrestling stuff was last week?
No, I remember one thing not going over well, but
There were a couple things that didn't go over
I don't
well.
think you should hold one mistake against someone. I think life's about second chances.
I've been giving you lots of second chances. So, guys, stick around. That was our podcast. We have other podcasts up here on SoundCloud. You should check them out. We have a Modcast. We have Easter eggs. Actually, that's it. We have like 2 other podcasts. We're working on it.
Word.
Working. Now, that's the end of the podcast. Really quick thing.
Yes.
I would like to discuss some stuff that went down when I was gone last Friday, and some general like hubbub that's been going around on the channel and all that good stuff. And I'm going to ask that the mods highlight this, play it, share it around, all that stuff. There's been some acts of donation shaming and people saying that they wish that, and using that donation shaming as an example to say why people shouldn't be affecting the games on DFA and stuff like that. What I have to tell to the people who are upset about that is, I'm sorry, number one, that you feel that way. Number two, it's not going to stop. We're actually going to include more ways throughout the channel for people to interact and affect what's going on this camera. We do that on purpose, and we need it to happen. We absolutely need it to happen for you to continue watching those shows and enjoying them. Because, okay, let's use last month as an example. Our operating budget is $40,000 per month. That's a lot of money. We made $20,000 last month. What does that tell you?
Hold on. That's half.
That's half.
That's half.
That's half. we need more. We're going to continue trying to find new ways to bring in viewers, to bring in subscribers, and to make your donations feel like they're somehow valuable. If people were just donating and we weren't doing anything back or making people feel appreciated, I would get it and I would be kind of like upset that we were asking for money. But we work really hard to make sure that people that are tipping or contributing to the channel feel rewarded for that by being able to affect what happens on screen. We think that they have a right. That's their hard-earned money. They're choosing what to do with it, and we would not survive without them. We will continue to do that, to try to find new ways to do that. And please, 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 before you start teasing or making comments in the chat room, and honestly, I'll start having them deleted too. Right now, this is kind of like a probation kind of period, whatever. But if you start making comments about it and stuff, we're going to start deleting those comments and stuff because it's integral to us surviving as a channel. We will always be adapting. We will always be making new ways to interact with the game. If you have a problem with how something went down, take it out on us. Talk to us at HyperRPG about it, and we'll try to find new ways to interact without breaking the game. But you should never, ever shame or make someone feel uncomfortable for their contribution to this channel because we would not exist without it. And we owe them so much. For all the people that have been tipping and that have been donating, we wouldn't survive without you. And your contributions are what make the people who can't afford to pay able to watch and enjoy. Because without the people who can, it's kind of like a nice system that is really unique and different about the modern kind of form of entertainment is the people who can afford to can, and the people who can't don't have to and get to enjoy the content because people who can afford do it. And without them, the channel wouldn't exist. So please keep that in mind and remember that before you start making comments and getting upset. Talk to us and the whispers and send us messages, and we'll try to come up with better ways for interaction. But, you know, that's why we created the Corp Wars. Because we wanted people to be able to tip and feel like they were actually making changes and having fun with each other and not just giving away their money for nothing. So, and we like trolling. We like that kind of interaction. It's a great way for everyone. And I know everyone probably watching right now are not the people that we should be talking to. This is so it can be highlighted and shared around. I know a lot of people that complain aren't the like diehard people that are here every day and know that we need that money to succeed. It's going to be people who have a favorite show. They come in and they're like, why is this happening? You're breaking my game the show I like. Fuck this. And I get that you're upset, but please understand, content isn't free. It's not free to make. We pay these guys.
Yeah.
Not very well,
Sometimes.
but we pay them. It's $40,000 to keep this channel alive for a month. So keep that in mind. It's a lot of work, and we really, really appreciate everybody that's contributed and done their part. We thank you guys so much. We could not do it without you. So that's pretty much it. That's my little speech. Clip it. And share it around.
I know
on
the
forums
Kirby
and
crew
shit.
is in their best behavior.
Yeah. And for all the people that can't donate, holy shit, we don't care.
Yeah, it's
Thank you
totally
for watching.
fine. Thanks for
Just
being a
thanks
part
for
of the
being a
channel
part and
anyway.
watching and commenting and all that stuff. That's the cool thing about all of this. It's the people who can do. And because they do, we survive. And then everyone gets to enjoy free content. Because there is no such thing as free content. To be serious, like, you may watch something for free, but it doesn't get made for free. Nothing ever gets made for free.
No podcasts, no TV shows, no Twitch channels,
None of it.
no nothing.
No such thing. So thank you guys. We're going to go get set up for what the fuck is this?
With Jim Stewart Allen.
It's going to be fun. Stick around.
Yeah.